Okay, verse sloka number 24. From 24 we need to do. So we are discussing the science of soul, right? Science of soul is the most important and the foundation of Sri Bhagavad Gita. In fact, the foundation of spiritual life starts from here actually. So if we have this understanding that we are not this body, we are the soul, 99% of the problems what we are facing is gone. So now all of us are facing lot of problems in this material. Problems in the sense, the reason we are in the material world, the miseries we are facing in this material world, why we are not able to go beyond this material world. Because this is not our actual home. We actually belong to Krishna. We are supposed to be with Krishna, not here, right? So this is Krishna's external energies manifestation, this material world. So we are here like tenants. Like most of us are working in the UAE, we are here for a temporary job, right? After some time we have to go back to our home country. Even though we have golden visa, after some time we need to go, right? This is not the permanent place for all of us. Similarly, this entire world, material world, is actually not a permanent place for all of us. We belong to Krishna, so we are supposed to be with Krishna, not here actually. So this is a place for our reformation. Reformation means for our now we have forgotten Krishna, and that is why we are all in the material world. So we are turning our face again back to Krishna so that we can go back to the spiritual world. So this is the whole purpose of human form, nothing else. This is the purpose of human form. And to understand this fact, actually we our soul, means our identity is soul. So soul is aware about this fact. But problem is that because we have been conditioned in this material world, we have forgotten our relationship with Krishna. Temporarily we have forgotten. So now we are trying to revive that relationship with Krishna. And when we revive, and this is the process, what we are doing now, studying Bhagavad Gita, understanding the scriptures, we are trying to revive that lost relationship with Krishna. So it's very important for all of us to understand Bhagavad Gita. So everything begins with the understanding of our identity, that we are not this body, we are the souls. So that is a foundation knowledge. And if we understand this properly, understand means not theoretically even. Theoretically understanding is first thing. Secondly, we need to realize that. We have to realize this fact that we are not this body, we are souls. Then 99% of the problems of this world will be gone. In the sense, 99% we will be eligible to go back to Godhead. The main problem what we are having is the false ego. We say false ego means, what is false ego? Mithya Ahankar. In Hindi or Sanskrit we can say, or in Malayalam also, in any language. Mithya Ahankar means, Mithya means false, Ahankar means ego. So Mithya Ahankar means we are identifying ourselves with the body, with this body. Actually we are not this body, we are spirit souls, but we are identifying ourselves as this body. This is Mithya Ahankar, false ego. Actually there is something called true ego also. True ego means which is Satya, which is with the actual ego. Actual Ahankar is saying, that we are part and parcel of Krishna. That is the actual Ahankar, true ego. I don't know, the thumbs ups are coming. AI, because when I show the hands, so it is automatically giving some thumbs up. Anyway, so our true identity is that we are spirit souls, and our true ego is that we are part and parcel of Krishna, we are Amsha of Krishna, and we are servant of Krishna. That is our true ego. And what we need to do now, because we are in false ego now, we have to transform this ego, false ego to true ego. This is what we are doing now. For that understanding, for that realization, we are studying Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or the scriptures. So that is the first fundamental knowledge we have to cultivate. We should understand and realize. Okay. So for that only Krishna is explaining in detail. You can imagine almost more than 20-25 verses. 20-25 verses Krishna is only explaining about the soul. So if he is explaining in more than 20 verses, a same theme, same subject matter in different ways. Why? Why we emphasize on something repeatedly? No, even when we speak to somebody or when we want to do something, we may emphasize some points repeatedly, right? Why? Because that point is very important. That is why emphasis is more, right? Similarly, Krishna is emphasizing on this fact that we are not this body, we are the spirit soul. Please understand, please change your, please transcend from the false ego to true ego. This is what Krishna wanted from all of us. For that, he is repeatedly saying, he is explaining the science of soul again and again. So let's go with verse number 24. Continuing in the same theme. Achedyoyam adhahyoyam akledyo shoshya evacha nitya sarvagatastanur achaloyam sanatanaha. Yes, please recite the verse.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Achedya ayam adahya ayam akedva ashoshav evacha nitya sarvagata sthano achala ayam sanatana.
Thank you, Prabhu. Anybody else? Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Achedyo yamadahyo yamakledyo shoshayev cha nitya sarvagadasthano rachaloyam sanatanaha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Translation? Anybody?
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
The individual soul is unbreakable and infallible and can be neither burned nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same.
Thank you, Mataji. So Krishna is saying the individual soul means all of us, our identity, our real identity. The soul is unbreakable. It can't be broken. And it is insoluble. It can be, if we are putting in soul, we are putting in water, it can't, it will not get mixed with the water, basically. Anyway, we can't put soul in the water, to say. But Krishna is saying that soul is unbreakable, insoluble, and can be neither burned nor dried. Neither burned or nor dried, it can't be, what is burned. So that is what is happening. If when we are dying, what is happening is that our body is burned, right? So what is happening before body is burned? Already the soul has gone from the body. Even if a man is burned alive, just imagine. Okay, we should not say, but just to understand the fact, if the man is burned alive, body only getting burned, soul is not getting burned. Soul will go away from that body. When that death takes place, the death means soul is changing the body, or moving from that body to he is coming out of that body, basically. So soul cannot be burned or even dried. He is everlasting, means always existing, present everywhere, in the sense there are so many innumerable souls. So we can see only human beings. Maybe we are seeing human beings, we are seeing animals, we are seeing plants, we are seeing trees. All are individual souls. Everybody. Not only that, even there are so many living entities which we can't see also. There are so many micro, organisms which are maybe flying in front of us. So many microorganisms are in the air. So many microorganisms are in the water. So all are individual souls, basically. Though we can't see, though. So if you see, soul is present everywhere. Everywhere in the entire material creation, it is souls are there. So that is why There are innumerable, means we can't even cannot count, infinite living entities are there. Infinite souls are there in this material world. So, means infinite souls have turned away from Krishna. And it's like, it's like Akshaya Patra. So we may think that all the souls, okay, if we are transforming, if we are becoming a devotee, and we are chanting Krishna's names, and we are going to spiritual world, and then we will not be taking birth again. That we know here, right? That is true. So what will happen after some time? All the souls will be, just imagine all the souls are going back to Godhead. So what will the material world will be empty? Such situation will come. Actually, this question is asked by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Haridas Thakur in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, Srila Haridas Thakur is saying that, Prabhu, but Mahaprabhu, the thing is that there are innumerable or infinite number of souls, infinite number of living entities in this material world. Because we are not talking about only the Earth planet. This is one of the smallest mustard seed like planet of the entire universe. If you take the universe, there are millions of planets inside the universe, inside one universe, and we are sitting in one of the planet, which is Earth, which is only just like a mustard seed. So that is about the universe. So what to speak about the millions and billions of universes? So similarly, the universe which we are sitting is one of the universe, which Brahmaji is there, 400 Brahma. Similarly, there are different universes having eight-headed Brahmaji is there, 10-headed Brahmaji is there, 12-headed Brahmaji is there, 1,000-headed Brahmaji is there. So he is managing such universes. So means billions of universes are also there, and all these billions of universes, there are billions of planets are there inside the one universe, and inside each and every planet there are billions and billions of living entities. So it's like infinite. it's so that is why Krishna is saying that it's everlasting, and soul is not everlasting. Soul is present everywhere. But so just imagine this many living entities or souls are there. Living entities are there in the material world. How many people are taking the Krishna consciousness, or how many people among all this infinite number of living entities are taking bhakti in their life? We can't even say percentage. It is just like a drop in the ocean. So we are coming in that category, dear devotees. Infinite number of living entities, in that we are now trying to practice Krishna consciousness. We are studying Bhagavad Gita, understanding that this life, this form, human body is not, not for anything else. Only our the purpose of human form is to serve Krishna. And also we are trying to understand that we are not supposed to be in this material world. We have to go to Krishna's abode. That is our real home. So just imagine what fortune we are having. We are so fortunate. So fortunate. Really, please understand this fact. We are very, very fortunate to understand, at least trying to understand these facts. Very fortunate. So please we should never miss this opportunity. We may not get this opportunity again. Again and again we should understand, we should have the value. We should value this, whatever we have got. So point is that present everywhere, understand. Unchangeable, it cannot be changed. Immovable also, and eternally the same, means always it is Satchit Ananda. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Let's go through the purport. All these qualifications of the atomic soul definitely prove that the individual soul is eternally the atomic particle of the spirit whole, and he remains the same atom eternally without change. So already we have explained in many times also, individual souls is the like part and parcel of the spirit whole, and we are always eternal. That's always eternal, means always everlasting. There is no death for the soul. It's always there. The theory of monism is very difficult to apply in this case, because the individual soul is never expected to become one homogeneously. After liberation from material contamination, the atomic soul may prefer to remain as a spiritual spark in the effulgent rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but intelligent souls enter into the spiritual planets to associate with the Personality of Godhead. So Prabhupada is mentioning very important point, that theory of monism means everything is same. That is the concept of monism. Mean individual soul and super soul all are same, like that. And even they say that even individual soul, as we mentioned before also, all of us are different individuals, different identities, right? Separate identities basically. And after liberation also, our identity is not lost, in the sense our identity and also individuality is not lost. We are not becoming homogeneously, all the souls are coming together and becoming one. No, that is not happening. That will not happen. Everybody has individuality. That is the monism theory is that is why monism theory is wrong, because they come to the conclusion that everything become one. So Prabhupada mentions that after liberation from material contamination means after liberation from this material world, after mukti, what is happening? Atomic soul may prefer to remaining spiritual spark in the effulgent rays. What is the meaning of that? That means some of the spirit souls will prefer to be in the Brahma Jyoti. So Brahma Jyoti is the effulgence coming from Krishna's body. Some of the soul prefer to be in the Brahma Jyoti. But some of the intelligent soul, Prabhupada says, some of the intelligent souls will enter into the spiritual planets. They will go beyond the Brahma Jyoti and go to the Vaikuntha planets or Goloka planets. For what? To associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we want to be in which category? Yes, please. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Anybody? Prabhu.
Prabhuji, we want to go to Golok Vrindavan.
So we have to effulgence. We have to go into the effulgence and be there, or further?
No, Prabhu. Yeah. We have to go beyond that.
Beyond that, yes, we have to go beyond that. That is our ultimate aim. We have to go to the spiritual planets. Right. Thank you. The word Sarvagata, or all pervading, is significant because there is no doubt that living entities are all over God's creation. Sarvagata means all pervading, everywhere. So Krishna's, we already explained that why it is all pervading. It's not like super soul, by the way. We should not think that we are super souls. Super soul is Krishna only. Sarvagata, here all pervading nature of spirit soul means it is present everywhere. As I mentioned to you, there are billions of universes, billions of planets, billions of living entities. So it's everywhere present. That is why. And the nature of the soul is same. As we mentioned, I am a spirit soul, you are spirit soul, all of us are having the same nature, but we are not same. We are individual, but having the same nature, same quality. I mean to say, all of us are part and parcel of Krishna. All of us are Satchitananda, means always existing, having knowledge and bliss also. Again, in the spiritual realm, a spiritual platform only we are talking about that. So there are so many similarities for all of us, dear devotees. We are having more similarities than differences. We may say that we are, our nature is different, our, behavior is different, the place where we are taking birth is different, our looks are different. Okay, these are different. Okay, no problem. Sure, these are different. There are so many differences also. But more than that, the similarities are more actually. We are part and parcel of Krishna. That's a similarity for all of us. We are spirit souls, yes. We are Satchitananda, yes, similarity. We are all belonging to the spiritual world. Yes, that's a similarity. So many similarities are there. So, but we are identifying with the body, that is why we feel so many differences. So there are similarities also. So that is all pervading means everywhere soul is present. Prabhupada mentioned further that they live on the land, in the water, in the air, within the earth, and even within the fire. So already this also we mentioned, the soul can be anywhere, even in the air, of course, earth, fire, even fire also. So how something can be in the fire? Yes, we already discussed. Soul cannot be burned, so it can be in the fire. There are living entities in the sun globe, sun planet. There are living entities there. Hmm? Just imagine we are not able to tolerate the heat of the sun in the Middle East when it comes to 45 or 50 degrees. Now we are having summer season here, right? We are not able to tolerate it. No, if we go outside, we are getting sunburn, and so many problems are happening. What? Just imagine we are not even able to tolerate the 40 or 45 degree or 50 degree Celsius. What will be the temperature in the sun? When we move closer to the sun, what will be the temperature? I think we have studied in the science. We will not be even seen. The ash will not be even found if we are going, closer to the sun. There will not be ash also. We don't know. We don't know how much temperature. It's so hot. So we may think that who can live there? There are living entities in the sun planet who are capable of living there. Means we are having some particular body here, but the living entities in the sun planet, they are having different body with different constitution. In the sense, earth, water, ether, fire, ether. So there are 5 elements, Panchabhuta. They are also Panchabhuta. They are having the Panchabhuta body only, but the composition is different. The percentages are different. So we should not say that, we can't say that there are no living entities. So people may, that is why we would have heard that some of the scientists, they are sending rockets, or they are going to moon planet, they are going to Mars and some other planets. Nobody has gone to sun till now because nobody can go with this material body. Nobody can go to the sun planet, not even nearer to the sun planet. Everything will get burned, rocket or whatever, spaceship. So anyway, so all the people, those who have gone, those who are claiming that we have gone to moon or Mars or any planets, they could not see anybody there. They are saying no, it's all blank, vacant. So much land to purchase. Everything is vacant. Anybody would like to real estate, like what is happening in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. So many apartments, so many villas. Oh, wherever we go, so we can see the hoardings of all this. So real estate is in the peak. So maybe some real estate people, if they go to moon, they will think that okay, so much land is there, can divide into plots and sell. Nobody is there. But it's not the fact. There are living entities. We can't see. We can't see them. So the point is that soul is present everywhere. The belief that they are sterilized in the fire is not acceptable. We already discussed. It can't be sterilized. It can't be burned, because it is clearly stated here that soul cannot be burned by fire. We already discussed. Therefore, there is no doubt that there are living entities also in the sun planet and with suitable bodies to live there. We already discussed this, right? And if the sun globe is uninhabited, the word Sarvagata, living everywhere, become meaningless. So Prabhupada making this point very clear. If Sarvagata, Krishna is saying that soul is pervading, all pervading or present everywhere, then he did not say that except sun planet, everywhere soul is there. He did not say that. He said Sarvagata, means everywhere. So that means in sun globe also, sun planet also, there are living entities. Okay, nice. Next verse. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam uchyate tasmat evam viditvainam nanu shochitam arhasi. Yes. Please read, recite.
Avyakto ayam chintayoyam vikaryo ayam uchyate tasmad devam viditvena nanushocitam aharshihi.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryo ayamuchyate
तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं नानुशोचति मर्हसि. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Translation, please.
Hare Krishna. Can I read?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Again, Krishna is saying, soul is invisible, can't be seen. It's very, very subtle, inconceivable. We can't even we can't even understand the power of the soul. Because of the presence of the soul, this body is active. Otherwise, the body is inactive. So it's inconceivable. The quality of the soul, or we can say the power of the soul, the energy in the soul, we can't even imagine. It's inconceivable for all of us because we can't see that. Because we can't see, we may think that nothing is there, but it is wrong understanding, right? Soul is inconceivable, and again immutable. Immutable means mutation. What is the meaning of mutation? Science, in the science biology we would have studied mutation, right? Changing the genes, or changing whatever the genes configurations basically. So mutation, we can say. For example, what is happening while if we would have heard about cancer, right? So cancer, what is happening? Actually, the normal cells are getting mutated. Normal cells are getting mutated, and it becomes a cancer cell, and that is why it is spreading. Cancer cell will spread, proliferate, proliferate. Again, remembering the biology, by the way. So proliferate means it multiplies, and then spreads everywhere. So what is happening to the actual? So a healthy cell is getting mutated because of something, and it becomes a different. The properties of that cell will change. That is what is happening in the cancer. So mutation means some changes happening. For any changes, so like mutation of the cell means changes of the cell, or mutation of soul means changes in the soul, but that is not possible. We can't change. No mutation applicable for the souls, right? Prabhupada mentions the purport. As described previously, the magnitude of the soul is so small for our material calculation, and that he cannot be seen even by the most powerful microscope. Therefore, he is invisible. So even if we bring the electronic microscope or whatever microscope, 50,000 x means that much powerful microscope also, if we are bringing, we can't see the soul. It's impossible, invisible, because it's very, very subtle. And all the sizes what we have seen in the previous verses, I think we have read, right? That if we cut the tip of the hair into 100 parts, and then again the 100 parts cut into again 100 parts, that is the size of the soul, right? I mean, that is what is mentioned in the Upanishads, but we should understand that that's just indication that soul is very minute, but that is not the exact size of the soul. Size of the soul we can't even say, because it is completely inconceivable. It's very, very subtle. Can we see the mind? Can we see our intelligence? No. It's something very subtle. So what to speak of the soul? Soul is more subtler than mind and intelligence. So size, what we are seeing in the scriptures, is just an indication to show that soul is very, very minute. Okay. So Prabhupada says further, as far as the soul's existence is concerned, no one can establish his existence experimentally beyond the proof of Shruti or Vedic wisdom. We have to accept this truth because there is no other source of understanding the existence of the soul, although it is a fact by perception. Soul's existence, Prabhupada mentions about existence of the soul, so it is being mentioned in all the scriptures. So we have to accept that truth, that soul is existing. Okay. Therefore, There are many living, there are many things, there are many things we have to accept solely on the grounds of superior authority. No one can deny the existence of father based on the authority of his mother. So Prabhupada mentions that there are so many things which is inconceivable for us, which we cannot understand, because with our little intelligence, with our little brain, we can't understand all these higher subjects, many of the higher subjects. So some of the things we have to accept it on the grounds of superior authority. If some superior authority is saying something, we have to accept it. Right? So Prabhupada gives the example. A child will, how he or she will come to know that who is the father? Only when the mother tells. Mother is telling, oh, my dear child, this is your father, means then he will understand, he or she will understand that, yeah, he is my father. And no child is going to any laboratory and testing that, testing the, then the child is asking the father that, father, I have a doubt. I'm doubtful that I want to really know that you are my father. So please come with me to the laboratory. Let us test, do the some testing. That testing, Prabhupada mentions that in some other place that it can go for a billion, it can go for thousands of years. Still, we will not be able to finish that laboratory experiment, because there are so many men in this world, men, right? We don't know who will be the father if we are testing through experiments. But we are accepting the authority of the mother. Mother is telling this, yes, we are accepting, right? Similarly, Krishna is saying something in the scriptures, that means we have to accept it. We may not be able to experiment it and understand, but there are some things which, if it is coming from the superior authority, we have to accept it as it is. Prabhupada mentions there is no source of understanding the identity of father except by the mother, authority of the mother. We already discussed. Similarly, there is no source of understanding the soul except by studying the Vedas. So Vedas are telling, scriptures are telling about the soul. So we have to accept it. And where we can understand, where we can study the soul, we have to study Vedas. So if someone can say that, okay, you are saying that we are not this body, we are the souls. Where can we find this? From where you are telling all this? How we can understand? So we have to tell them that it's there in the scriptures. So if they have faith in the scriptures, they will understand. Otherwise, they will not understand. Yeah. In other words, so Prabhupada mentioned, in other words, the soul is inconceivable by human experiment knowledge. So we can't experiment and find the soul. The soul is, so Prabhupada mentioned, this is important. The soul is consciousness and conscious, both. That also is the statement of the Vedas, and we have to accept that. So soul is consciousness and conscious. What is the meaning of that? Anybody can say? What is the meaning of consciousness and conscious?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, we are alive until soul is within us. So this is a consciousness, and like we read earlier also, that soul is also like it is like also living entity, like it is also having the chetana. That's why we are also moving, talking, sleeping. So soul is having both caution. The soul is consciousness, conscious, and if it is within us, then we are also consciousness.
Okay. Fine. You explained it. Your understanding is correct. So means, thank you, Prabhu. So conscious, soul is conscious that we are part and parcel of Krishna. Soul is conscious that we are not belonging to this world. Soul is conscious that we have to do bhakti. But problem is that he is conscious. He or she, we can't say he or she, by the way. There is no gender discrimination for the soul. So soul is aware about everything. But the thing is that it is temporarily that is covered. In the sense, Like we always say, sun sometimes is covered by the clouds. Similarly, because of the modes of material nature of this world, material world, this is covered. Otherwise, soul is conscious about anything, everything. Consciousness means, as you mentioned, because of the presence of the soul, there is chetana, means consciousness is there. Consciousness, because of that consciousness, we are able to move, we are able to speak, we are able to eat, we are able to sleep, as you Prabhu mentioned, that consciousness is there. And individual soul is also conscious about its identity. Basically, that is what is the understanding. Unlike the bodily changes, Prabhupada mentions further that there is no change in the soul. The body will change, but the soul is not changing. As eternally unchangeable, the soul remains atomic in comparison to the infinite supreme soul. Again, now Prabhupada mentions about two things. I mean, soul and the super soul. The supreme soul is the Krishna, infinite, it's infinite, and the soul is also Sarvagata, it's present everywhere. But there is difference between soul and the super soul. Both are unchangeable for sure. Both are eternal for sure. But both are not same. Okay, Prabhupada mentioned next sentence, supreme soul is infinite and atomic soul is infinite smell. Infinite smell means, what is infinite smell? Therefore, infinite smell soul being unchangeable can never become equal to infinite soul or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, what is the meaning of infinite smell? Anybody? You can Google also in the dictionary to understand the meaning. Yes. Infinite and infinite smell. Yes.
Prabhuji, it is as you mentioned before also, it is very subtle also, like very, very subtle and infinite. Prabhu, no idea.
Ask the chat GPT. Ask our friend. Please ask our friend chat GPT. What is the difference between infinite and infinite smell? Something Prabhupada is mentioning, we have to understand it properly, right? Please do that. Got it, Prabhu? Okay. So, infinite, we know that it is, infinite means it is, there is no boundary for that. There is no limit. That is called as infinite. Okay.
Very
Means
small.
for the super soul, when we talk about super soul is infinite. Infinite means it is Krishna. The super soul is all pervading, present everywhere, and even in all living entities, super soul is there. And we can't. It's limitless. There is no boundary for that. And what about the individual soul? Infinite smell means it is not zero, but it is also, there is a identity is also there, but it's a little bit, when we compare with infinite, sorry,
Extremely small. Very, very small.
yeah, very small. Okay, very small. Yeah, it is very small when we compare. That is Vibhu Atma and Anu Atma. In Sanskrit it is said Vibhu Atma is super soul, means he is infinite, and infinite smell is the Anu Atma. So basically this is the translation of Prabhupada has translated this Vibhu Atma and Anu Atma into infinite and infinite smell. So infinite smell, Anu means is very minute actually when we compare with the super soul. That doesn't mean that super soul is very big, not in that way, because the properties of the super soul is infinite, boundless, limitless. But for the individual soul, it is finite. I mean, it's not. It's we can say that it's not finite or limited, but at the same time, it is very small when we compare with the infinite. That is the only thing. So it has got the infinite property, but at the same time, it's not same like the super soul. So that is the point Prabhupada is mentioning here. That point Prabhupada is explaining here, that we can't compare both the super soul and the soul. It's not the same. Infinitesimal soul is the soul is unchangeable. Even we are unchangeable. Can never become equal to the infinite soul. Infinite soul, which is the super soul. So here infinite soul is the super soul. Infinite soul is the individual soul. So we can remember infinite smell means Anu Atma, infinite means Vibhu Atma, which is super soul. So both can be equal. There is difference. And this concept is repeated in the Vedas in different ways, just to confirm the stability of the conception of the soul. So different ways Shastras are explaining. Prabhupada also mentions this point. Repetition of something is necessary in order that we understand the matter thoroughly without error. So we can see Krishna is repeatedly saying about the science of the soul. Why? Prabhupada mentions here because repetition is required so that we can understand the matter seriously or thoroughly. Even in the purport also, Prabhupada explains many concepts again and again for us to understand properly. Right? Okay, one more verse we can do. Verse number 26. Ata chainam nitya jatam nityam va manyase mritam tatapi tvam mahabaho nainam shochitum arhasi.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
So,
Atchayanam nityajatam nityam va manyase mratam tathapi tvam mahabhaho nainam shochitum aharshihi.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
yes.
Hare Krishna. अध चैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैवं शोचितुमर्हसि. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Atha Chainyam Nityajadam Nityam Va Manyase Mృతం Tathapi Tvam Mahabaho Naivam Shochidumarhase. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, purport by Srila Prabhupada. So Krishna mentions that however you think that soul will always be born or die forever, you still have no reason to lament. Now Krishna is telling different philosophy here actually. Actually soul is never taking birth, soul is never dying also. Krishna already said that in the previous verses, right? But now Krishna is saying that even if you are thinking that soul is taking birth and dying, still you don't have to lament. So this is a different philosophy. Prabhupada explains that why Krishna is saying like this. Okay. Prabhupada mentions that there is always a class of philosophers almost akin to the Buddhists who do not believe in the separate existence of the soul beyond the body. So Buddhist philosophy and all, there are so many philosophies wherein they don't believe in the separate existence of the soul and the body. They say that everything is same, there is no difference. So their concept is completely wrong. Prabhupada mentions that when Lord Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita, it appears that such philosophers existed, and they were known as Lokayitakas and Vaibhashikas. There are two philosophies actually. Lokayitas, Lokayitikas, and Vaibhashikas. Okay, there are two philosophies Prabhupada mentions. So this philosophy is basically Prabhupada explains what it is also. They says that they are saying that this philosophy is that they say there is no difference between the soul and the super soul. That is the ultimate conclusion. These Lokayitakas and Vaibhashikas. Okay, such philosophy Prabhupada mentions. Such philosophers maintain that life symptoms takes place at a certain mature condition of the material combination. The modern material scientists and material philosophers are also thinking similar way. So these philosophies, these two philosophies, they they conclude by saying that life symptoms takes place at a certain mature condition of material combination. They saying that this life symptom is life symptom means our consciousness or our this is something because of some material elements combination or some, and in particular circumstances there comes the life symptoms, and after some times if that material combination is changed, life symptoms will go. That is their philosophy. But is it the fact? No. Life symptoms means consciousness. Consciousness is the symptom or the symptom of the soul. It is always there. It is not something from the material combination. It is not due to any material condition. Soul is ever existing. It is always conscious. There is always consciousness, and it is not that it is not a product of a material combination or a condition. Prabhupada mentions that. The modern scientists and the materialist philosophers also think similarly. According to them, body is a combination of physical elements, and at a certain stage the life symptoms develop by interaction with the physical and chemical elements. See, this is the conclusion of the scientists, many of the scientists. They say that body is a combination of physical elements, so many material elements, and some stage what is happening, life symptoms are coming, because, and that also they say it's just an interaction between the chemical and physical elements in the body in the material nature. Because of that some life symptoms are coming. After some time that life symptoms will go. The science of anthropology is based on this philosophy. This is another philosophy. Currently many pseudo religions now becoming fashionable in America are also adhering to this philosophy as the nihilistic, non-devotional Buddhist sects. So all the philosophy what Prabhupada mentioned, anthropology or this Lokayitikas and Vaibhashikas, all these philosophies were existing. Prabhupada mentions that even when Krishna was there 5000 years before, all this kind of what is it, manipulated or manipulated philosophies were already available. That is why Krishna is speaking this, Prabhupada mentions. So here mentions, even if Arjuna, then he is saying why these two philosophies. So Vaibhashika philosophy is explaining now. If Arjuna did not believe in the existence of the soul, as in the Vaibhashika philosophy, there would still have been no cause for lamentation. So this Vaibhashika philosophy is saying that there is no soul. They are saying there is no soul. That's their understanding. So if there is no soul, then why we have to lament? Krishna is asking Arjuna indirectly. Prabhupada mentioned, no one laments for the loss of certain bulk of chemicals and stop discharging the prescribed duty. So this Vaibhashika philosophy says that there is no existence of the soul. At some point of time, these material elements are coming, physical, chemical elements are combining each other, and there is some life. After some time, the life is going. So means basically, everything is based on the chemicals. So Prabhupada mentions, if there is loss of chemicals, why we have to lament? Right? There is no cause for lamentation. So he is asking, if you are following this philosophy, also you are not supposed to lament. On the other hand, in the modern science and scientific warfare, so many tons of chemicals are wasted for achieving victory over the enemy. So So that we know that what is happening in the current world. Chemicals, so many chemicals are being used and in multiple areas for many things. So that is okay. According to next Prabhupada mentioned Vaibhashika philosophy, another interpretation is there, or their understanding is that the so-called soul or Atma vanishes along with the deterioration of the body. That is also there. They saying that okay, soul is something a product of material elements, and they also saying that it will vanish along with the body. That is their understanding. So Prabhupada mentions that. So in that case, whether Arjuna accepted the Vedic conclusion that there is atomic soul, or did he did not believe in the existence of soul, he had no reason to lament. So even if he is understanding the actual Vedic knowledge, or even if he is following this Vaibhashika or these philosophies, whatever it is, there is no cause of lamentation. Prabhupada says. It's true, right? It's true. Krishna is saying that to Arjuna. So Prabhupada mentions, according to this theory, there are so many living entities generating out of matter every moment, and so many of them are being vanquished at every moment. There is no need to grieve for such incidents. So these theories, whatever theories, they say that matter will come together and there is some life force. After that life force is going and ending. There is no life, there is no existence of soul, they say. Right? Everything is destroyed when the body is destroyed. Prabhupada mentions that, or Krishna is indirectly telling Arjuna that if you are believing that philosophy also, why you have to lament? Because it's just a combination of some chemicals for some time, and that chemicals is lost, then why you have to lament? Why you have to grieve? Another understanding for them, for those philosophies, if there were no rebirth for the soul, Arjuna had no reason to be afraid of being affected by the sinful reactions due to killing the grandfather and teacher. So those philosophies again talk about, they say that there is no rebirth. No, they say that when the body is dead, soul is also dead. In that way, they say. So in that case, what is the sinful reactions we are getting? No, nothing. Because there is everything is becoming zero. That is their understanding. Everything is becoming zero, then what is there is no sin. Like Arjuna was crying in the first chapter that I may get sin. Right? So Krishna is saying that if you are saying that you will get sinful reaction, okay. He explained the actual philosophy, and even if we are understanding these things in a wrong way or a wrong philosophy, you are following wrong philosophy also, there is no point of lamentation. But at the same time, Krishna sarcastically addressed Arjuna as Mahabahu. So in this verse, Mahabahu is calling him Mahabahu because he at least did not accept the theory of Vaibhashikas, which leaves aside the Vedic wisdom. So because this theory of Vaibhashika is completely wrong actually. It's against the Vedic understanding completely, right? So at least that should not be followed. Krishna is sarcastically telling Arjuna, you are a great person, you are a Mahabahu, please don't follow such theory. As a Kshatriya, Arjuna belonged to the Vedic culture, and it is behooved him to continue this, to continue to follow its principles. So Arjuna is a great Kshatriya, so he has to actually follow the Vedic culture. So Krishna is indirectly telling Arjuna that if you are understanding the Vedic literature properly, that the soul is never dying or not taking birth, nor taking birth, you don't have to worry. There is no point of lamentation. And if you are following this kind of philosophy, which is wrong philosophy, then also you don't have to worry, because after death everything is gone. Why we have to lament? No point of no sinful reaction, no rebirth, nothing. So if that is the understanding, then also no need of lamentation. But anyway, that Krishna is not encouraging him to think in that way. Krishna is basically saying that your lamentation is useless. You don't have to lament in any case. Right understanding or wrong understanding, right philosophy or wrong philosophy, you don't have to lament. So that is what Krishna says. Okay. Okay, so let's stop here and we'll continue Krishna willing in the next class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे।